Our power roots in trust. And when the drums are pounding and heaven hides in fear, the Iron Dawn will conquer, a new age drawing near. We are the Legion of the Iron Dawn, immortal flame forever drawn. Through blood-stained soil and shattered crowns, we rise with fury newly born. The tyrant falls beneath our boots, a new day rises with the storm. The world is ours to claim tonight. Legion of the Iron Dawn. The Legion of the Iron Dawn. Skin, a warrior born in fire with hatred deep within. His village burned to ashes, his family lost to flame. He forced his wrath in silence and carved himself a name. No fear could ever touch him, no blade could make him ill. For vengeance is a fire and he became the steel. He is the a storm of metal might, a reaper forged fury, a terror in the night. Through broken bones and shattered shields, he dominates the fight. For no one stands unbroken before the steel breaker's might. Before the steel breaker's might. He marched across the wasteland with thunder in his stride. A titan in the carnage where lesser men had died. His sword could split the mountains, his roar could shake the sky. A demon made of heartbeat, a legend born to die. The tyrant feared his shadow, for Steelbreaker was vengeance, and vengeance has no shame. He is the Steelbreaker, a king without a crown, a champion of the fallen who tears the darkness down. Through fire, dust, and agony, he fights without a sound. For none escape the justice when Steelbreaker is full. If gods refuse to answer, he'll strike the heavens too. For no one tells a warrior what he can or cannot do. And when the final battle comes and fate begins to skew, Steelbreaker stands triumphant, born of wrath and true. The Steelbreaker's rise! The Steelbreaker's where the heavens split in two. Our mothers wrapped in sorrow, our fathers soldiers true. The battlefield our cradle, the war cry our first breath. A childhood forged in armor, a future tied to death. But even in the carnage, we learn to stand unbound. For warriors unchosen, they rise from broken ground. This is the rise of the warborn, the children of the blade, forged in the fire of chaos, where legends never fade. We scream our oath to destiny with every scar we've made. The world will fear the warriors in the rise of the warborn. We never knew of peace, nor tasted quiet dreams. Our lullabies were battle, our lessons blood and screams. Yet through the endless violence, we found a guiding flame, a purpose made of courage, a truth we learned to claim. For even in destruction, a warrior finds his soul, a fire born in darkness, a heart that won't grow cold. This is the rise of the warborn, a thunder never tamed, a force that breaks through kingdoms, a power unashamed. We march with steel and fury, no destiny constrained. The future bows before us in the rise of the warborn. In the rise of the warborn. If death becomes our mentor, we face it without fear. For warborn souls are timeless, and victory draws near. A legion carved in fire, a legacy severe. The world will know our story, warborn always persevere. This is the rise of the warborn, our destiny proclaimed. A brotherhood of iron, by blood and oath inflamed. Though death may come tomorrow, our spirits stay untamed. The aged sing forever of the rise of the warborn. the morning, let hatred light the way. For every chain that bound us, we break them all today. And when the ashes settle and blood and fire are done, a new dawn waits in silence after the march of the blackened sun. This is the march of the blackened sun, a war that cannot be outrun. Through fire, fate, and broken thrones, our victory is won. A brighter dawn is rising now, where darkness once had spun. The world reborn in thunder from the march of the blackened sun. A chamber lit by fire, we carved our names in steel. A sacred vow of vengeance, a bond no death could seal. Our blood dripped on the metal, a crimson sacred rite. A pact of war unbroken, to rise and never flight. The oath became our heartbeat, a fire in our veins. A promise etched in fury, no mortal chain restrains. This is the blood oath eternal, a vow beyond the grave. A promise forged in slaughter, no fear can ever wave. Through steel and storm and sacrifice, through everything we gave, we stand as one forever in the blood oath eternal made. In the blood oath eternal made. The shadows bowed before us as darkness learned our name. For men who swear in blood cannot be stopped by flame. We marched as iron brothers through war and endless night. Our loyalty unshaken, our spirits burning bright. No tyrant dares to face us, no kingdom dares resist. For those bound by never fear the crown. And when the dawn is bleeding across the battlefield, the world will know the victors where iron walls revealed. We are the iron wolves of nightfall, a nightmare kings we call. We strike with claws of metal fire through every shattered wall. The darkness fuels our legacy, no fear can make us crawl. The world belongs to warriors, the iron wolves of nightfall. Crimson tower loomed above, a fortress of despair, a monument to tyranny, a throne of choking air. Its walls were built with sorrow, its halls with silent screams, a citadel of nightmares that haunted dying dreams. But we came as the storm wind, we're still prepared to rise, for no tower forged in cruelty survives when rebels rise. This is the siege of Crimson Tower, reckoning in steel and power. Through broken gates and shattered walls, we climb the final hour. The tyrant shakes within his throne, his kingdom set to cower. For justice storms the battlefield in the siege of Crimson Tower. The archers rain their arrows like tears of molten hate, but iron hearts don't falter when vengeance guides their fate. We broke through every rampart, we carved through every chain, a rebellion cast in fire, too fierce for kings to reign. The tyrant screamed in terror, a hollow dying roar, for his tower red with cruelty would stand in pride no more. This is the siege of Crimson Tower, a legacy of rising power. Through fire, blood, and shattered crowns, we dared the darkest hour. The rebels claim the future now, the tyrant's last turn sour. His reign ends in the thunder of the siege of Crimson Tower. If history remembers, let it recall our flame, the ones who shattered evil, who reclaimed every name. And when the dawn is breaking on ruins torn and dour, the world begins its healing after the siege of Crimson Tower. This is the siege of Crimson Tower, moment forged in power. Through storms of steel and crown was forged in fire, but covered now in dust. A symbol of corruption, a relic soaked in rust. The tyrant wore it proudly, with arrogance and lies. But ashes fall from glory when truth begins to rise. We gathered in the shadow, where broken hearts unite. For rebels born in silence can set the world alight. This is the Ashen Crown Rebellion, a storm the kings cannot imprison. Through agony and stolen years, we rise with deadly vision. Through molten steel and burning flags, we carve our own religion. The thrones will fall before the storm of the Ashen Crown Rebellion. The streets became our battleground, the cities held their breath. A nation forged in suffering, now marching over death. We fought through iron hatred, we fought through bleeding stone. For rebels made of courage can claim a world their own. The tyrant's crown was shaken, his reign began to tear. For even gods grow powerless when rebels start to dare. This is the Ashen Crown Rebellion, a fury kings cannot envision. Through fire, rage, and broken walls, we rewrite the decision. We turn the throne to ash and dust, we end the long division. A nation stands united by the Ashen Crown Rebellion. If blood must be the price, then let the tyrants pay. For crowns built out of sorrow deserve to melt away. And when the dawn is rising on ruins cold and gray, the world will shine with freedom from the Ashen Crown's decay. This is the Ashen Crown claim.